A lot of these buyers are coming from AI companies, tech firms, major tech firms, high growth startups. Many of them are younger. Now, what are they looking for? Welcome back to the Cornerstone Real Estate Team podcast. We are glad that you joined us today. Today, I'm with my business partner, Jamil Bachon.
Hello.
Good to see you, Jamil.
How you doing?
Great summer day. Today, we're going to be talking about how the Tri-Valle market is repricing. Yes, I said repricing. Things are changing. They're not changing in 3 months or in 6 months. Things are happening right now. So we're going to break that down today. If you're a homeowner and you're thinking about selling, there's some shifts that are happening in the market that could directly affect what your home is worth. If you've seen the market, we have more inventory. We have some homes that are taking price cuts. So it's very important to know the market when you're ready to sell your house. And most people think it's because the interest rates are high, or they have not gone down, or the new Fed chairman decided to keep them at the same spot. There's more to it. There's more to the story. We're going to break down actually what's been happening here in the Tri-Valle area so you can understand what is going on in your market. Jamil?
So every day we're helping buyers and sellers navigate this market. But one thing has become very clear. The headlines don't tell the whole story. And so real estate has always been local, but today it's more local than ever.
Right. And not only the real estate is local, but the buyer pool has changed. The buyer demographic has changed. We're seeing a whole completely different buyer than we did before. So that's really good to know because a lot of these buyers are coming from AI companies, tech firms, major tech firms, high growth startups. Many of them are younger. Now, what are they looking for? That's the biggest thing. And they're earning a lot more than what you and I are used to thinking about what people earn in those industries. There's a lot more money that they have and they want to spend it. And they are looking carefully into different areas to see what they can get for their money. They're looking for communities that offer great schools, larger homes, and better quality of life. That's very important to someone when they're putting roots down to look for these things, especially younger families as they're starting out. They don't want to pay for private schools, a lot of them, because they're spending a lot of money on their purchase. So they're looking for these things. So, Jamil?
So that's one of the reasons why the Tri-Valley continues to attract attention. Communities like Pleasanton, Dublin, Danville, San Ramon, and Livermore, they have more space. And they have family-friendly neighborhoods, they have parks, great schools, and a lifestyle that's too hard to match. Where are you going to find that in the Bay Area? So if you're selling, that's important because today's buyers aren't shopping the same way they did 5 years ago. They are taking their time and they're finding homes online first. So how you position your home online is very important. Has to look good. Presentation, photography, video, staging. Their buyers right now are very picky. So even the slightest thing wrong with it, they won't come look at it. And so the more people that look at your home online, the more they're going to come visit an open house or a private tour.
One of the changes in behavior that we have seen is there's another side of the story to the AI tech boom. You know, not everyone is in tech is benefiting from the AI boom because a lot of people, especially in bigger companies, they are getting laid off. Because of AI, it's replacing a lot of jobs. So we're seeing shifting in the market. A lot of people that are in the tech market are getting laid off while these companies shift to more of an AI base that is taking away some of the jobs. So not everybody's benefiting from the AI boom, but some definitely are. So this causes uncertainty in homeowners that are trying to sell because things are sitting longer. The prices are softer than they were There's not multiple offers that like it used to be. So there's some challenges even within our tech industry, the challenges of adjusting and changing, which always causes a little uncertainty.
Exactly. And that's why some families who plan to move have put their plans on hold. They're waiting. Others have decided just to stay in their house and feel more secure. Instead of the market moving together, we're actually seeing different segments of the market move differently. And that's why when you look at average home prices, it can sometimes paint an incomplete picture.
That's right. Let's talk about inventory too. So we've noticed in the last 5 years, inventory was always tight. You'd go on MLS and there'll be 5 homes, 8 homes, single family for sale. Now inventory has changed. Some local markets in the Tri-Valley have anywhere from 80 to 150 homes on the market, which we haven't seen that in years. So it's causing a shift in the price market. There's more choices for buyers. Buyers are looking a lot more. There's more choices to look at. So instead of visiting 2, 3 houses and competing, they are looking at 10, 15 houses within the area that they're thinking of moving. So there's definitely more choices in the market. That's causing quite a change for a seller in our market.
You are absolutely right, Rams. Inventory is higher, but it's still relatively low compared to historical averages. But buyers, they don't feel the same urgency they did during the frenzy. Homes that are priced correctly and marketed are still selling quickly. But homes that miss the mark, they're not prepared. They didn't take the time to fix the little things that stand out. Those are taking longer to sell. And preparation has become one of the biggest advantages a seller can have.
That's right. And one of the questions that we always get, hey, what's my home worth? I mean, it's a very broad question. What is my home worth? You can't go on Z estimates. I had a neighbor come up to me and say, Redfin says this and Zillow says that, and they're about 30% apart. What is my home worth? You cannot go off of these aggregated sites because every house is a story within itself. Lot size, upgrades, many different things. You can't even compare it with your neighbor's house because what you have might be different than your neighbor. For instance, if you have a downstairs bedroom, your house is much more desirable, larger lot. So there's a lot of things that go into what is a house worth. That's why it's important for anybody that's looking to sell to look at all these things that apply to your house and not give you a price just out of a hat. It doesn't work that way.
Exactly why we help people figure out their home value, and that's why we help. That's what we do. What we can do is prepare a comparative market analysis called CMA, and we'll go over what your home is worth, what kind of buyer demand in the market is right now, what's the market, and guess what? There's no pressure, no obligation, just real information that you can use.
That's right. And then when you look at the Tri-Valley, it's not a blanket market. It's not one market. We have a lot of micro markets in the Tri-Valley. So you can't look at it as one market. There's dozens of different markets depending on neighborhoods, closeness to schools, parks, closeness to transportation. So every house is a story within itself, and every neighborhood has a micro market within itself. So you can't look at it in a blanket way. Oh, the Tri-Valley is just one market. It doesn't work that way. Another trend that we are seeing is about insurance coverage. How many would say, yes, my insurance has gone wild in the last 5 years? So a lot of buyers are looking at insurance costs even before they make an offer. They're calling their insurance agents and they're saying, hey, can you give me a quote on this house? Because it depends where your house is. There could be higher if you're around wooded areas, around trees, if you're close to if you back up to an open area where there could be fires. There's definitely a change in the insurance market.
And just depending on where the property is located, the insurance can vary quite a bit. Having those answers prior to listing, getting an insurance quote before you list, will help alleviate any question that the buyers may have. It's something sellers can't afford to overlook anymore, is checking on what does the insurance cost.
Right.
Your grandfathered policy or your current policy that you have doesn't apply to the new buyer, unfortunately. I wish it did.
Now, the biggest trends that we're seeing is the Tri-Valley is not one market. It's dozens of different market. Each neighborhood has a micro market. It depends on the neighborhood, how close it is to different amenities, how close is it to parks, to schools, and the closeness to freeways and easy on, easy off. That kind of difference that makes a difference for a buyer. So the buyer, because a lot of people have gone back to the office, they're looking at commute times, and many of these things become a variable in their decision to make an offer.
Exactly, Ramus. And Pleasanton isn't one market. Neither is Dublin or Livermore, Centermont or Danville. Even just neighborhoods, just a few streets apart, can perform very differently. School boundaries make a difference. Commute access, neighborhood amenities, lot location, home condition. All of these are factors influence what buyers are willing to pay. A similar home in Dublin could go for more than a similar home in San Ramon or Pleasanton just because of location. Okay, it doesn't matter about the city. It really matters on the within a mile of your home. So wherever the home is, that's where we look at the comparables. And today's market is all about hyper knowledge, hyper local knowledge.
So let's recap what's affecting our market today. A new generation of buyers. Their thinking is a little bit different than before. Layoffs in tech are affecting our market. They're affecting the decisions of homeowners on selling or maybe downsizing or upsizing. Insurance is becoming a big part of the decision. If you're to buy a house that has a $6,000 a year policy versus one that has 18, it's going to affect your decision because it is affecting your bottom line. And neighborhood specific trends matter more today than ever. So every neighborhood is different than the other neighborhood. That's why it's important to call a professional and get the right quote on your house, what it's worth and what it will sell for, looking at all these variables.
Now, if you're thinking about selling in the next 12 months, or just simply you're curious about what your home might be worth, reach out to us for a complimentary personalized market analysis, what we call a CMA, based on your neighborhood, your home features, and the current buyer demand. Every neighborhood has a different demand. And if you found this video helpful, please share it, subscribe, and comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts or if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in our next video.